What's up guys, Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today, well, we're going to tell you guys how to go from a noob all the way to a pro when it comes to starting an Idle Heroes account. We're going to be starting our Christmas free-to-play series, so if you're new to the game, you're returning the game, it's going to be an awesome time to jump in, participate, and hopefully these little tips and tricks can help you guys out with your progress to not get left behind and steamroll the competition. What we're also going to be doing is making this video our next giveaway video. If you guys are new to the channel, we do giveaways, in-game giveaways, money giveaways, all that fun stuff. What we're gonna do is when we get to 85,000 subscribers, we're gonna do another $100 / starry gem giveaway in game. So make sure you guys take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, we still got like literally 30-40% of you guys watching this content not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you do that. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys would add to this list or what you found helpful. No special keywords, we're gonna pick from that list and hopefully get you guys some cool loot. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. One of the most important things to do on a new account, or even just like an older account that is still progressing, is making sure you're focusing on one hero at a time. You want to build your account up so you have one hero powering up every single time. And actually, we'll jump on over to one of our older accounts to kind of highlight this. We did, of course, drop this one pretty hard at one point, but what it does have is a single hero being built. Now, this is a bad hero to build. Don't take this one to be a good example. We will give you some examples of heroes later in the week that you should go for on your first build, but building and putting all of your investment into one hero at a time is going to be best because, well, you can do a lot of game modes with one single hero built all the way up to E5. We were in the progress of building this one. It was a nice throwaway account, so again, don't build a Bloodblade. Don't use this as an example. I need to put a little asterisk next to that there. But doing this is actually a really good idea of building one hero up to E5 at a time. You want to get that hero done in about 3 to 4 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on your luck and RNG, because, well, having one single hero will give you the most progression when it comes to Sealand. One really strong E5 hero will get you down into the high teens, maybe even 20 depending on the hero you pick. What that means is you're going to generate more 4-star heroes every single day from your smashes in Sealand. That's going to give you more food to work with, and that will make you be able to build more heroes at the same time. It'll also unlock different game modes and get you further progression. It'll get you higher levels when you go into Aspen Dungeon. The higher up in Aspen Dungeon you go, the higher your level cap of your hero goes, meaning your heroes become even stronger. So focus on one hero at a time. Do not build wide. I see some people literally have like 5 10-star heroes and not a single enabled hero. One hero at a time. Number 2 on this list is going to be planning ahead, not only for events, but for heroes you're planning on building. Now, getting heroes nowadays in this game is very, very easy because once you get past the early game, you transition from needing normal heroes to needing transcendence heroes, which are, you know, the special class of heroes in this game. But you still need to plan ahead of what heroes to build because when you get further in the game, you'll notice you can build pretty much like a house. You can build a house, you can get a bunch of heroes that can be the tenants for them. You can click this little button up here and you see what heroes synergize with what transcendence heroes. You're going to want to save these hero copies to build one in each category. That way you have a full house. What this is this hero is not necessarily going to be used. We don't really use any of these heroes that you see down here, but what they do is transition and convert their attack power, their speed, all these things over to your one strong hero. Because even once you build your transcendence hero, you do the same thing. You heavily invest to one at a time and slowly build wide, but you also have to plan ahead and watch all the guides and read all the guides on Discord, Reddit, everything. Figure out what heroes you want to use in the future, and don't use any of these premium heroes as food. Next up, we're going to be talking about saving for big events. This one is a perfect example because we have a Christmas event coming up right now, coming up this week. If you're watching this later on, there's always tons of events coming out. Don't worry about that. But you need to be saving specific types of resources and not using them outside of events. If you're used to normal gacha games, usually once you get your summons, your scrolls, you just use them immediately. Try to get as much food and hero copies as possible and make progression. However, in Idle Heroes, you don't want to do that. Certain things like heroic summoning scrolls, profit orbs, there's a lot of different currencies you want to save for big events. For example, in Christmas, you're going to need heroic scrolls to get the bonus rewards, because not only are you chasing the hero copies, the food and all that, but you're also going to be chasing things like artifact chests, and these are going to be one of the most important things to save for on an early account, especially a free-to-play account. These are going to give you the super premium artifacts, which, as you guys know, you can add them, you can pull them together, you can make them stronger, you can turn them into supercharged versions that do absolutely game-changing things. So you have to save all resources. It's better to oversave than undersave in reality. If you undersave and you miss out on an event like even wishing coins, you want to save the wishing coins, because that can give you a lot of progress on your account and get you more artifacts and all that fun stuff. Next up, we need to talk about your guild. Your guild is probably going to be one of the most important things to join in the early game. Not only does the newbie growth plan require you to for a lot of the chapters, and of course this is one of the most priority driven things you should do, is getting through the chapter systems as fast as possible. You get food, resources, leveling materials, all that fun stuff. Joining a guild is very important. Doing your guild settlement, doing anything available to you. A lot of these game modes you won't have access to in the very beginning of the game, but they can really help. Guild tech is the most important. You want to make sure you have a plan. I'm going to build, say, Eloise as my first E5 hero, which isn't that hard because you can kind of force heroes nowadays with the amount of chests you get. You want to make sure you finish the inner ring right here. The inner ring is probably the most important one to finish. It gives you ridiculous percentages of HP, attack, all these other stats. They even give you speed, which you won't find is too necessary in the early game. It becomes very necessary in the late game. Extra block, extra crit chance. You need to finish that for your main hero. Now, if you want to push it to Seal Land even further after that, and you're still building just that one hero, you can go out to the outer ring once this inner ring is completely filled out and start doing some damage reduction abilities. But what you really want to do is try to make sure you have the inner ring complete for any hero you are using. You might build multiple different classes in the early game. Try not to go too wide on that. Try to focus a lot of your heroes around the same class. That way you're not missing out on power. You'll see a lot better progression that way. And don't necessarily follow tier lists. That's going to be the last thing we talk about. The good old days of tier lists in Idle Heroes. We used to do extremely detailed tier lists, but let's be honest, at the end of the day, majority of the information just needed to be known was Transcendence heroes. We do have some older lists that still have some very valid information on them, showing you how the heroes kind of match up and rank against each other, their overall power, all things like that. Kind of fun, but don't heavily rely on these. Don't just see, oh, Holmes Young is way up here, I have to build him. That is not the goal here. The goal is team building. And if he doesn't fit on your team, if he doesn't accomplish a goal for you, stay away from tier lists. Try to get some advice. Try to check out and see how heroes perform. Tier lists in Idle Heroes have always been a bit of a touchy subject. I've stopped doing them. I think it's been like literally 6 months since we've done an actual tier list, because while it can give you some good basic information, even a detailed one like this, it can really muddy the waters on what heroes you should be building and which heroes you should be avoiding based on the decisions you make on your own account. So overall, try to stay away from tier lists. They have some okay information. What we're going to do is we're going to have some videos coming out talking about different segments. We're going to talk about which Transcendence hero is the best in X game mode, which one's the worst in this game mode, build this one for this, so on and so forth. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Probably stay away from tier lists. Guys, think about this list. Would you give any other advice to newer players, returning players of the game, any of those things? Let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you guys do take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.